Hey guys, welcome back to another video. So today, actually I don't know if it's today, but definitely this year is the 30th anniversary of the Hooley Dooleys. If you don't know who the Hooley Dooleys are, that's a whole nother video. But they, just to summarize, they are a musical group that I loved as a kid. It was like in my top 3 in terms of musical children's groups. It was like the Wiggles, High Five, and the Hooley Dooleys was my top 3. Wiggles number 1, and then High Five and Hooley Dooleys always interchange depending on my mood. But today is the Hooley Dooleys 30th anniversary, and no one talks about them, so I want to give you guys my top 10, that's 5, top 10 Hooley Dooleys songs. And now, this was a very last minute list. If I had more time to actually listen to all their songs and stuff, and I would be able to give you guys a pretty solid ranking, which might come in the future. I might title this one Roughed Top 10, and then I might be able to do a definitive top 10 lay down the line, and I can do like multiple parts where like part 1 is my least favourite songs, and then over the next few parts I'll work my way up. And this is the Bruce and Anton era. This is not, there's no when Bruce was out of the group songs. This is all Bruce. So at number 10 we have Everybody. I think what's great about this one is that this one is basically almost the Hooley Dooleys version of Everybody's Clever from the Wiggles. And what's great about a lot of their songs is that the movements are easy. I think that this song is really, really good and really, really catchy. I think that this song is kind of one of the few that like everyone knows, whether if you've listened to it when the song came out on whatever album it released. I think it released on, was it Ray Stay Go, I think? Or something like that. But it's a very energetic song, and that's what I love about it. I think that it's a really, really good, energetic song. Number 9 we have Remote Control. The cool thing about this one is that this one is like, they're doing a song about like teaching you like what a remote control does, like in terms of like the TV and stuff, but like the way that they use the kind of storytelling within this song is pretty unique, like except for like using a TV and like influencing children to use like screens and stuff. They use it on themselves, so like David would be using it on Bruce and Antoine, and then Bruce would use it on David and Antoine, which I think is really, really cool, and I think it's a really, really cool kind of element for a remote control song. I think that's very, very cool, and like even the beat is cool. I think that it's a very, very good song, and I really love that like this song kind of is one of the more unknown ones, because it's one of the ones that came later. It's from Wonderful, which I think came in 2002, 2003 era. So it's one that came later. So but I really, really like it. I think it's a really, really good song, and really love. I have lots of nostalgic memories with this one. A lot of the Wonderful songs did, but I knew that if this top 10 was just Wonderful songs, I would be talking a lot more about Wonderful, but this is not the only time in this list I'll mention Wonderful. Number 8 we have Into the Magic, which is from Oops Daisy. Now, so, interestingly enough, this is the only Oops Daisy song I have on here. I would have thought that this would have been a Wonderful and Oops Daisy top 10, but no, it isn't. Like, this is the only one from Oops Daisy that actually made in. What's cool about this one is that how like this is what actually starts off the video. You get the title screen and stuff, but then how you get the whole thing of like they're saying that they're going to go visit Russell and Tickle in Oops Daisy, so they go on their 3-seater bike and legit fly into Oops Daisy, which I think is very, very cool. But Bruce is having a hard time to get on. And I think that's what's great about the Hooley Dooleys, is that a lot of the songs, they add slapstick elements into their storytelling, which I think is very, very cool. And like even like when they get into Oopsie Daisy and they're like, the Hooley Doolys are doing the whole like this thing like where one goes out and the other two come back in, but like every single time that Antoine and Bruce come in, they hit each other. And I think that that's very, very funny. I think that that's a very slapsticky way. It's very different from what we see in like the Wiggles or High Five and stuff. It's a bit more of a, they have kind of the Looney Tune, Saturday morning cartoon kind of slapstick elements to it, which I think is very, very cool for the Hooley Doolys like that. But that is, of course, my number 8. My number 7 is Wonderful. I think that this is a really, really good song. It is one of the songs that I actually remember a lot of. I would remember like legit like eating my mum's amazing apple crumble or rhubarb crumble and watching this video, and when this song in the video, I'm like, this is amazing. But no, I think that this song is one of the few songs that like I can definitely like go like, oh, have you heard this? And like the only diehard Hooley Doolys fans and the people that grew up with what I grew up with would know the song. But like I think a lot of the songs, like in terms of the Hooley Doolys, get swept under the rug, and I think that it's very hard to know, like for everyone to know what the Hooley Dooley is, especially that Wonderful song, because it's so good to me. Number 6, we have Russell the Kangaroo. So what the great thing about this song is that like even if you're not a Hooley Doolys fan, you'll probably know this song. Like this song has been there since the first album. And Russell the Kangaroo was the first character that the Hooley Doolys did. I don't think Tickle came out until like Splash or something. Which was, I think, the second album. It's crazy how, like, all these songs, and, like, this is what makes songs like the Hooley Doolys, the Wiggles, so special. Especially the Wiggles and the Hooley Doolys. Like, High Five, not so much, because they don't have, like, the fictional character side of things into the band. What makes those two bands stand out is that they have the fictional characters in there that actually click with a child audience. And what's great is that, like, on the Wiggles side, you'll have songs about Captain Faisal, Where's the Dog, Henry the Octopus, Dorothy the Dinosaur, and then on the Hooley Dooley side, you'll have like, I mean, I haven't really there's only a few, as much as I like the Hooley Doolys, there's only a few albums or songs or videos and stuff that I've actually seen of the Hooley Doolys, because it's like, what you have is what you have as a kid. I only had 2 VHS tapes and 1 DVD of the Hooley Doolys, and then the other 2 that I would watch as I were at my cousin's place in Sydney. But so I didn't really have a lot of access to Hooley Doolys, and we didn't really have the internet really, so I couldn't just go Hooley Doolys on YouTube and the other videos will come up like they do nowadays. So I haven't really heard a lot of like Tickle songs, but Russell songs were everywhere. Like Russell was so popular, and Russell the Kangaroo is a classic song. It was on their first CD, it was on their first video. Everyone knows the Russell the Kangaroo song, and it still stands the test of time today. Like, it's up there for one of the best character oriented songs ever, like in children's entertainment. I think it's great. Number 5, we have Ants in My Pants. What I love about this song is that this song is relatable. This song, like, legit, I've had moments as a kid where, like, I wouldn't necessarily sing this song, but I would have that moment of, like, where I would have ants. And it's like, you have so much ants, and, like, you feel uncomfortable. Like, your green ant will come bite you, or ants will be crawling all over you, and you're like, oh my god, that's creepy. So, I would have those moments, and what makes this song so good is that not only is it catchy, but it's relatable, and I think that the relatability has a whole nother layer of songwriting where, like, you need the kids to learn, but also you need the reliability of the song. And I think that that's, as much as I love these other songs in my top 10, I think Answer My Parents is one of the few that is like relatable, and I think it's really, really good that the Hooley Dooley have done, is the reliability of having an ants in your pants and what everyone's actions would be. And I think it's very, very cool. I just love that. I think that's really cool how that song is reliable, and as well as it being catchy. I think that that's really, really cool. And number 4, we have Deep in the Jungle. What I love about this one is that, like I said earlier with the some of the Bomb songs, like the actions are very, very simple, and it's very easy to do. Like, it's very much like this stuff, and it's very, very you just kind of find yourself bopping your head to it, and like even when you're not fully doing the actions, you just kind of go like, oh yeah, this is the instrumentation in like even for children's music, the instrumentation is very, very good. And I love I don't play a lot of instruments, but I can tell what's good instrumentation, and the Hooley Dooley are no question that they are great with the instruments. They like have been playing these instruments before the band was even a thing, and what makes them great for kids songs like Deep in the Jungle and the other songs that I've mentioned is that they were teachers, very much like the Wiggles. They were all preschool taught people. So I think that that's very, very interesting, and how it's very, very good having that kind of experience with childcare or teaching or kids of your own to kind of help you shape kind of how you think, and like get your kids' input on like how they would write a song type thing. So, and I think that that's very, very cool of like how songs like Deep in the Jungle can come about because of like the instrumentation, the lyrics, and how catchy it is. I think that that's very, very cool. And number 3, I have Busy Buzzy Bees. What's great about this song is that this is one of the few songs, I think this and Ants in My Pants, but I think it was this song. I think it was Busy Buzzy Bee. Was that my grandfather, who's not with me anymore. He passed away when I was little. But every time I was up there, and I would take Wonderful up there, the Hooley Dooley up there, he would watch it with me. And Busy Buzzy Bees was the song that him and I would dance to. If I'm not mistaken, I think it was that Into My Pants, but I think it is Busy Buzzy Bee. And that, even though that I don't remember that specifically, my parents would tell me that constantly. So just the fact that they've said it, and they knew that it happened, it means so much to me that my grandfather was hooked by that song. And I think that what really shows you with the Hooley Dooley and the Wiggles, especially the Hooley Dooley, because it's very hard for me to get any of my grandparents listening to children's music, but the fact that he was able to listen to the Hooley Dooley was very, very special to me. And I think that always kind of holds my bias to the Hooley Dooley a little bit, and I really, really love that. I think that is always a memory that I'll have cherished. In terms of Busy Buzzy Bees, I think that is the song that always sticks out to me. That's one of the few obscure songs that are not really that popular in terms of Hooley Dooley fandom, that just always sticks out to me. Whenever I think of the Hooley Dooley, I think of Busy Buzzy Bees. And I think that that's very, very special. Number 2, we have Yumbo Jive. The cool thing about this song is that this song is all about jumping. It's very similar to Russell the Kangaroo, where it's all about like jumping and like shaking your hands, wiggling your toes, that type of stuff. And this is like the second song, I think, on the first Hooley Dooley album. And I think that's very, very cool. That that album is like the album that has the hit, like that has like a lot of the hits on it. It's crazy that Yumbo Jive was like invented, that like was released with that album. Like normally when I think of my favourite Hooley Dooley songs, they are normally from like Oops a Daisy or Wonderful, because those are the ones that I would watch constantly, because I did have the All Together Now DVD. But the thing is with that one, that was very like the best of the Hooley Dooleys from those first few videos that they did, like those first 3 videos. But the thing about that one is that that was re-recorded in like '99. They were basically re-filmed versions of all those songs for that DVD. And unlike the other ones, because like you see the versions of the shirts and stuff they were wearing in the original versions of those songs to the We're All In This Together versions, and I think that that's very crazy that like I thought that was only from the one DVD, but no, it's actually a combination of all these different CDs and videos that they've done in the past, but they just basically were like, okay, let's take all the greatest hits and smack them all together. I think that was very, very cool. I think that's amazing. Number one, of course, is the Hooley Dooley's theme song. Other than Busy Buzzy Bees, this is the song that when you say Hooley Dooley's, I immediately jump to and I immediately sing it, because it's short, it's catchy, everyone knows it. Even if you don't know the Hooley Dooley's, you'll probably know that song. And it's easily one of the best like children's music theme songs ever. Like, it's, to me, better than Bluey. It's even better than like a lot of the Wiggles theme songs. And to me, that's the Wiggles are high bar. But I think it beats Get Ready to Wiggle. It beats all these other songs that they've done. And like it's up there with like High Five in terms of themes, right? But I think that that's what makes that song so great, is that it's a song that everyone knows, and then as soon as you say the Hooley Dooley's name, that immediately pops in their head, and then you feel like that you all need to sing it together because it's that type of song. So, but yeah, so guys, that is my top 10 Hooley Dooley songs. So guys, please hit the like button down below. If you haven't already, hit subscribe, press the little bell icon to get notified of future videos that I make. I'll see you guys next time. Take care, and happy birthday, Hooley Dooley's.
Hey there. Subscribe to my channel. And also press this bell icon.